Hello. This is assignment 2 zebra stripes, and this is what I've done to get the code simulating like it's going off screen from like left to right or right to left. I don't know. I don't remember. But this is the code. Generally everything has basically stayed the same as in as the original code that we had before. There's just a few changes that we've made, but I am going to get into the actual code and demonstrating how it actually works. So we can see it looks like the lines are coming from off screen, from the left, going to the right, um, which is good. And that is basically the submission. It goes from left to right. We can see it's like oscillating as it's going across the screen. On the bottom, on from the bottom, from the top, all these fractal arcs that we have. Then if we want to go and look at our code, generally everything is the same. If I want to check it, basically just the zebra stripes, setting up the J-frame because that's something we didn't have before, then basically putting everything that we had, um, from the adjust to the draw arcs, and like configuring the points where we have to set it at, the points where the arcs are set from like where they start, where does the end point is like the very end of the arcs. So like basically just drawing left arc up. So it's drawing like the two sides and like the lines in between. All of that is just basically all the same. We change it from draw image. Um, that's something new I did. But basically everything else is the same as before. Just a few minute changes that we've made. One of those being this paint component. Let's get into it over here. So I've made this public zebra stripes. First we've extended JPanel because I wanted to, instead of just having a bunch of pictures to show like how like it's actually moving, if we run the code, it actually comes up in its own console and it shows it moving, which is pretty neat. So yeah, we just set the width and the height of our panel. There's a new integer we made, x offset and timer. We've added timer. We've added new things to this. X offset. That's something that we use to basically get the line moving, get the fractal arcs moving from left to right. So that's something that's going to be used in the future. The timer, how often it's going to be moving. So as we can see in zebra stripes, you just set the preferred size for our console. For our image or buffered image, we set the width and the height. Then type in RGB. Then we have our timer. We set up the timer with the delay of 50. Then to the E, I'm still a bit iffy on what it does. But generally, I am pretty sure it goes through the action listener and like taking action process. So not only does it listen, but it also like does the action. So we have the delay of 50, and the X offset will just be, yeah, as we can see, the code we have here, it will update the offset for the movement. We have the offset plus 5, then we have modulo 3 times 50. Then at the end of that, after that timer, we repaint, so it shows us the new console, everything that happened before. Then I decided to use paint just more specifically for that repaint. I've seen that before. I've seen like the repaint before, so I've looked a bit deeper into like the Java and now how actually that actually works. So that's something neat that I've added to this code. Then we have the timer start, just starts the timer. Our main function just sets up the JFrame, names it, exit on close, just setting up the basic JFrame that we have. We have panel right here, sets up the panel for the pack, and makes it so the frame that we can see is set to true. So right as soon as we click it, we're able to see our console that we have that displays the zebra stripes. Now, basically everything in here yeah, generally everything in here is basically the same as before. Generally everything in here. Um, the only major difference that we have in here was modifying this code right here. So before, it would be something like this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so if I just leave that at 1, then all we'll see is just the zebra stripes oscillating because the timer is still going off, but we don't have the movement, so it's not like moving across. So every time the timer it repaints, it's gonna repaint at a different like oscillation rate or a different yeah, well, not oscillation rate, it's gonna oscillate. So if I wanna put this back, this will actually start the movement. This is just the main thing that we needed for the movement. Everything else, basically, setting up the J-frame, stuff like that, I believe was just over-engineering a problem that over-engineering the problem because we could have had like a bunch of um, multiple pictures, multiple PNGs, and just like stitched them all together, made them in Blender, like stitch and made it look like an actual animation. Just with the J-frame and everything, adding the timer. That's just over-engineered a problem that didn't need to be, just more convenient to look at. Then we still have the left point's double adjust amount, how much it's going to oscillate and adjust around. Then we're able to draw the fractal arcs that we have over here. These are defined later down right here. As you can see, they draw a fractal arc. And we still need to draw like we still need like two draw fractal arcs to actually make the like the full arc that we need. Yeah, everything else we had before, we're still declaring our stuff down here, the left, right. Um, it might be better to like declare those at the bottom, these at the bottom as well, but um, I wasn't exactly worrying about syntax at this point. Just getting it working completely, completely working. I had to do a lot of searching, so I looked at the book a lot to like understand and try to see like what was happening. I looked at the different Java packages, so like the paint package that imports like repaint and stuff like that. The timers, there's a lot that I looked at, like the daemons for the timer, stuff like that. Then also use of ChatGPT. I know that's like the devil's word at this point in CS, but I don't exactly use ChatGPT. I don't believe I use ChatGPT in a way that hinders my learning. I think more of it as a tool to like help me study, help me understand the different subjects, different things that I'm trying to understand. Like setting up this timer. Um, I still a bit iffy on this for like the E, but it helped me understand what needed to go in there, how I would be able to set it up so the X offset would just be updated every single time the timer went off instead of just setting up the timer. And things like repaint. It's just I just ask it questions. I don't actually put the entire code in there and say like, hey, do this for me. No, I just want to use them more as a study guide. So I hope um, this is adequate enough for a submission and it's good enough. I believe it was a pretty dang good job. Bit overtuned, bit over-engineered, but it is what it is. And that's basically what I have. Thank you very much.